All right, Ian, we're talking about a little streaming app service. Little, it's gigantic in terms of how much money's been invested in time and effort and the people behind this. Quibi. Now, for people out there who know what Quibi is. Quibi is an streaming app with all exclusive content that launched. It launched in April, I think late March, early April. It launched up there, and or a little bit earlier. But they even advertised this on the Super Bowl. It was advertised. There was commercials for it. It's been all over TV about this. It launched April 6th. Okay, it was early April, and this was founded by Jeffrey Katzenberg, who used to be the head of Disney, and then he helped get DreamWorks going. And Meg Whitman is the CEO. Used to be at Hewlett Packard. And this has a lot of money behind it, and a lot of big money. It's like almost $2 billion invested into this so far as platform. Some of the major investors are Hollywood studios like Walt Disney Company, NBC Universal, Sony Pictures, Warner Media, Liberty Global, Viacom, CBS, and the Alibaba Group. There's a lot of heavy hitters behind this to get this up and going. And it's weird because I think they're trying to change it, as you'll see in this New York Times article, but it's only for mobile apps, this platform. Only. Not like how you can watch Netflix on your computer or on your Roku device or your smart TV or your phone or tablet. Only a mobile device, which would be technically a phone or a tablet. So, Andy, and everything you watch has a 10-minute time limit. That's the other thing about this. Even if even for what you're watching is a movie, they're cut down to 10 minutes or less chapters for you to watch.
Right.
So you have this artificial designation of these short, I guess for Quibi, like bites or bite-sized little things. That's what the marketing is.
It's supposed to be for on-the-go people or some shit like that. Or you're
standing online at a supermarket and you want to watch something 10 minutes or less. Or you're going to work like on a train, I guess, or on a bus. This is the app for you. That's the mentality about it. So like I said, you didn't watch the Super Bowl stuff, but there's been tons of commercials for this.
No, I did not. I was unaware of that.
So here's the thing, though. If at home you're questioning what the market is for this, congratulations. Everyone else has too, because it's not done well so far.
No, it hasn't. And he's blaming it entirely on coronavirus. And
Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah, Jeffrey Katzenberg is. The literal quote is, "I attribute everything that has gone wrong to coronavirus. Everything." Says man who can't take responsibility for having a bad idea.
Well, here's the thing: if you really think that your streaming platform is only set for people to be on the go running errands or getting transported to work, you're already limiting what your potential audience is, because who the hell needs a specific entertainment platform just for very specific periods of time and not while you're at home relaxing with your loved one or your kids or when you're in bed? Why would you need to slice out this really particular piece of that marketing pie, like this, like the same way we talk about with stuff like the Amico or Stadia?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to bring up.
You're like trying to find this very niche audience that doesn't exist.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. And I promise this is not an Amico segment, but that's exactly what I was thinking when I looked at this. Is I don't understand these people who are trying to act like the thing they are creating does not exist elsewhere, and they're acting like people can't get that content elsewhere
or entertainment.
When you purposely slice off a part of a market, just so you can say that you're catering to this market, it's something that I don't think is working anymore. People on the go know that they can pull up YouTube. They know that they can pull up YouTube and find tons and tons of things for 5 to 10 minutes to watch if they just need 5 to 10 minutes. Or they can fuck around on Twitter, which they've done forever, or Instagram, or any number of things. Vonnie at night, like, she constantly will scroll through and she laughs at things. And I go, "What are you watching?" She's like, "Oh, videos." "What are you scrolling through?" "Instagram, Facebook, the answer is always different, but that's exactly what she's doing. Is she's going through and she's catching up with like the day's short video clips, the funny clips, the news clips, etc. You don't need a special app to do that.
So what I saw before. So it basically to this point was like $1.8 billion. 1.8. That doesn't include how much money they're going to be spending to get, because the only way this works if it's exclusive content. Like they brought back Reno 911. That's probably the biggest thing I saw them bring back, which is nice to see. Christie's Court with Chrissy Teigen is a show on there. There's movies on there that are cut down artificially on there as well.
That drives me nuts. Like artificially cut down into chunks.
It's weird. And then many people who downloaded Quibi had a simple question: why can't I watch it on TV? In response, Mr. Katzberg and Miss Whitman have backpedaled on their original commitment to a smartphone-only app. That's really troubling when you have $1.8 billion and money from literally the biggest entertainment companies in the world, like Disney, NBC Universal, like Sony and others, that don't see ahead of time how this could be a product that is trying to create an audience that doesn't exist. It just boggles my mind whether it's a streaming gaming platform or a new game console that you in your head think this is a good idea without, really testing this with market research to say, is this a good idea before I have tons of money put into this?
Right.
I'm not talking about a focus group. I'm talking about regimented, quantitative market research, which was my background before this. Is there a market for this product before I put tons of money into developing it?
Right.
A brand new concept. Obviously, Google Stadia didn't do it.
No.
They're just going to toss it out within probably a year or so. It's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre to think that this thing, to already backpedal a month after release, shows me that you're in trouble. You didn't understand your audience to begin with, or what the audience actually was, or what the number was. So this is what the download numbers were. Are you ready for this?
I guess.
For a $1.8 billion app. Let's see, where was it? I just had it now. I just lost the fucking paragraph that had it about what this was doing. Okay, it's a 90-day trial, first off. Ian, after the 90 days, you would think this would be an app that costs you a couple bucks if it's mobile only. Oh, no. It's $4.99 a month with ads. So you still get ads. Or $7.99 without ads a month. So basically doing that Hulu model of you can get cheaper with ads or pay more without. Like what? Who's going to do that when that person can watch Netflix on their phone with the same, you know what I mean? Like I'm already paying whatever, $12 a month for Netflix, and like, why don't I just watch that on my phone if I'm on the go? Or
right,
like why would I need a separate service with inferior programming? Probably,
and you can pause stuff like when you're on the go, like the whole breaking it up into 10-minute bites. That is selling something that no one asked for. No one's favorite thing about streaming stuff is the period in between one episode ending and the next episode starting.
Sure.
Just hit the pause button, put it back in your pocket, and walk away. You already are paying for this somewhere else.
Downloads have been anemic despite a lineup that includes producers and stars like Jennifer Lopez, LeBron James, Idris Elba, Steven Spielberg, and Chrissy Teigen. So they're just throwing money at people to come on the platform.
Yeah.
But it's not working. It's not working at all. Plus, because in this article, it says like there was no way to link social media with this app. There was no easy way to say, oh, I want to share this. You know how usually you go on a website and be like, oh, I want to share this and I want to send it on Facebook or send it on Twitter. Right. That wasn't even integrated according to this article. They had nothing like that.
You couldn't share?
Like, so how are you, like, it boggles my mind on this. Quibi fell out of the list of the 50 most downloaded free iPhone apps. Remember, it's free to start, and you have to cancel it. It takes your credit card. You have to cancel it before they start charging you. A week after it went live on April 6th, it fell out of the 50 most downloaded. It is now ranked 125 behind the game app Knock-'em-All and the language learning app Duolingo. Even with the free 90-day trial, the app has been installed by only 2.9 million customers, according to Sensor Tower.
That's insane.
Quibi says the figure is more like 3.5 million. Of those who have installed the app, like I have, the company says 1.3 million are active users, and obviously, not all of them are going to stay on after the trial. So
no.
What's the per customer acquisition cost? If it even was 1.3 million, we're going to do some fun pat math here because this is going to be insane. 1,300,000 active users. What did I say? 1.8 billion.
Yes.
Divided by, let's see, 1.8. Let's see how many things are in 1.8. There you go. I can't even do it in my calculator. It only goes up to 180 million. I can't even calculate it out. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's millions of dollars per person. You know, it's like to get a million.
That's insane.
It's like $1 million per person, per active user to get them. Plus, from what I read, they are set to spend like another $500 million this year to get more exclusive content, because you have to keep getting more content. That's what Netflix does.
Right.
That's what Amazon Prime does. You have to keep spending money. So, this is going to be folded, obviously, at some point in time. It's just a matter of when they're going to cut their losses.
Now, Mr. Katzenberg's got a little bit of dry humor here, though, from this article. Quibi placed a large bet on news programming for a lineup of shows from NBC, BBC, Telemundo, and ESPN that it filed under the name Daily Essentials. Interest in those segments has been minimal. The Daily Essentials are not that essential, Mr. Katzenberg quipped.
Oh, my God.
I don't think any of it is, though, bud.
Coming soon, Quibi will be less walled off from the internet, and users will be able to share its content on social media platforms. So when I see that you have and this isn't an ageism thing, but I think when it comes to how quickly technology moves, when you have a founder and CEOs are like in their 60s or almost 70, I think they really are not in touch, at least to me, with how younger people are actually consuming media. No, and that's what it seems like.
I would not say that's an ageism thing. I would just say that's these people end up so walled off from the everyday world that they have no idea what people actually do.
They think they can just advertise and spend tons of money advertising this app on commercials and literally Super Bowl commercials, and that's it. We're set. That's not how this works.
It's like Trump thinking you needed ID to buy groceries, however many months ago that was. That was like last year or something like that.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
You all use an ID to go buy groceries. He says, no, we don't. Anyways.
So it's someone that is not in lockstep with what the actual current generation is actually doing.
Correct.
Yeah, it's troublesome. I just don't. I don't see. I guess the reason I see all these big entertainment companies backing this is because of Jeffrey Katzenberg's involvement in this, and that's why they're putting the money in. I just don't see why they would even bother splitting off into doing this. Why would Disney? I guess being an investor in it just in case, and maybe they can say, well, if it gets its own market, it won't take away from our Disney Plus and obviously everything else, and we can build off it. Maybe that's why. I just wouldn't see it from an outside perspective. If you're someone like Disney, why would you bother for something like this? Like, why would you? You can make your own app with your own stuff without sharing it, sharing the profits, and you're basically sharing an entertainment platform with competitors. That's what you're basically doing. It's bizarre. I like when this was announced, I didn't get an idea of what this was. I mean, from the commercials, you couldn't really tell. Just like, oh, it's we're watching a Quibi. It's quick, But then seeing how much money has been put into this is, wow. They're not even licensing content. They're just creating it all themselves. That's
yeah.
It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's going to be hard to get people to pay for stuff that they don't know if they like already.
Until recently, Quibi promoted its service as a whole rather than marketing any particular show, which again is awful because when you see stuff...
Yeah, that was a bad idea because when you do that, that's also going to lead people to download it and then go, oh, there's fucking nothing on here.
Or how do I find stuff?
And then never use it.
So like one of the things that was it Marvelous Miss Maisel and the great Tom Clancy Jack Ryan show on Amazon Prime. It's like, oh, I know that show's on Amazon Prime. I want to see Jack Ryan. Like that's why I want to get Prime. Like you want to draw people in. Like why would you draw people? You won't draw me in saying, oh, we have quick 10-minute shows. Oh, great. Of what?
I'll be like, that's
of
fine.
What?
I can find plenty of things that are perfectly. Yeah, it's whatever.
On a recent installment of The Last
Useful
Dance,
for that.
the ESPN documentary series on the 97-98 Chicago Bulls, Quibi ran a commercial for Blackballed, a docu-series about the National Basketball Association banning of the LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling. On the season finale of Saturday Night Live this past weekend, it advertised its reboot of the Comedy Central show Reno 911. There you go. That's a little bit better. This is what you're spending money on our app to watch. It's probably too late, though.
Right.
That's the thing. It's probably too late to do that. And I love Reno 911. I watched every episode. I saw the movie in theaters. Wow, that's already been going on for like 12 years.
Jesus.
God, that to me is kind of weird too. Because that's a different generation that would be interested. The younger people don't know what Reno 911 is. The Instagram crowd doesn't know what Reno 911 is. They were kids when it came out.
No, I see a lot of people talk about Reno 911.
I'm talking, when I say kids, I mean like you're marketing this to people using an iPhone. I'm talking 18-year-olds.
Okay.
I'm talking 20-year-olds. I'm not talking like even 30. Like that's the market you have to grab here on your mobile only streaming platform here. When did Reno 911 end? Was it like 2009? I did see a clip from it. They look still pretty good still, most of them. And they brought back the people they killed off the next to last season, which was stupid. Let's see. It ended in 2009. Wow, it's been 11 years. Wow.
That's nuts.
And that was a great show on Comedy Central. They had a fucking movie in Miami. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't great. It was pretty good, the movie. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to say. I just think it's interesting how these projects get funded and get off the ground with so much money put behind them, and without doing that much. I can't picture them doing that much research on this to think there would be an audience for this, or I don't know, or do some sort of small, or find an equivalent. That's the thing. When you're doing a product where there's no equivalent before, there's no equivalent that I've ever heard of for something like this before. Mobile only, we're going to watch stuff, 10-minute, like small chunks. I don't know.
Not that I can think of, no.
When you're doing something like that, you really have to make sure your ducks are in a row, obviously, before you throw money behind that. So, okay.